Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. Wait, don't go. I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not my mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? 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 Hello everybody, welcome to a Pokemon discussion stream. Yeah, that's what's up. Guess what we're talking about? Pokemon! Whoa! Usually Niko just does, what do I normally do, guys? I don't even know anymore. Oh, right. Randomizer Nuzlocke. Not this time around. I kind of wanted to switch it up a bit. Maybe because I've done Randomizer Nuzlocke so much, I kind of want to do it maybe every other stream. But that's okay. And don't worry about the title there. You are dead. You know, it kind of gives a nice mature feeling to what we're talking about today, I guess. Don't mind that. It's going to be there temporarily. Actually, we can just find one real quick. But how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. This is Pokemon December discussions. We're going to talk everything about Pokemon for the next hour or maybe more, depending on how big the outcome is for the stream. And you know what? I think today's well, we'll actually get to it. I want to focus on Gen 1, okay? And maybe every time we go, we do one of these discussion streams, we jump generations each time. And there's 8 generations, so it's going to be quite a bit. And we're going to be talking all about these generations here. And if I played the games, watched the show, what are our favorite Pokemon, what are our least favorite, we're going to find that out. There's going to be a lot of like top 10 lists and stuff. Maybe, I would say a little bit maybe if I need to pull some like samples, or we're just going to look at just that generation specifically, and I'm myself is going to pick what are the worst looking ones on the fly. And we're just going to talk about it. I mean, we're just going to talk all about Pokemon on this surprisingly chilly Florida night, which is always exciting, right? Just to have some chill weather involved. I appreciate that quite a bit. Let's go find a cool background. So we're looking at Gen 1, right? Yep, pretty much. Okay. That way it's not so like, you know. This one's pretty cool. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Or we could put a kind of like a black background, honestly. Well, yeah, because I'm already wearing dark colors. Let's just have a nice contrast ratio, shall we? Let us do that. Gen 1. They get it, Snake. They absolutely get it. There we go. Whoa, I disappeared. What happened? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, you see, this just doesn't look as good. Yeah, it really doesn't look as good. Still keep the "you are dead." It's because I'm wearing a green sweater with a green screen. That's what's wrong with me. You can't really see it. Okay, we're just going to keep it up here. But with that said, we will keep the display thing up there because we're going to be talking about our big time list here. For sure. I'm glad that we failed already. That's always not a good thing. But you know what? I have an idea, actually. Actually, I have an idea. Okay, there. We have our backdrop for now. Okay. So we made it. Let's just do a little, let's do some little cheer.
You're gonna see what Joey Wheeler's all about.
Okay, that works too. Okay. Oh, Bulbasaur has a little Santa's hat. Niko should be wearing a Santa's hat, but if I'm doing anything Pokemon related, it's got to be this thing that I have on my head. Any other stream, if I do Hiccup streams, I got to remember to put on the Santa's hat for sure. Now, as you all know, Pokemon started yesterday. We streamed Pokemon Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke, which was a ton of fun. We did it for a couple hours. We had an okay outcome, not the best I've had, so I'm hoping that picks up over the remaining days of the month. But, you know, I don't really have a set schedule on what time this stuff actually goes on, so I know that definitely people definitely appreciate when schedules like that happen. But I did let people know in the Discord that Pokemon is happening and all this, and I tagged everyone. You know, honestly, guys, there's only so much you can do with letting people know that this is going on. With that said, I'm gonna move that. If you want to see the link, I just can't see the link. It's impossible. Now, today is Gen 1. Okay. Now, Gen 1, super important to me. This Gen 1 is the entire reason I got into Pokemon. But see, I didn't know what Gen 1 was for the longest time, even when I first started watching the show. I didn't know what an anime was at that time still. I didn't know what this cartoon was. I didn't even know it was released. It was just as simple as me walking into a video rental store and I see whatever this is on the shelves and I'm like, this looks kind of interesting. Let's check this out. And I still can't even fathom. It's unfathomable on why I really decided to rent this. I think because I didn't even know it was the cassette. I'm trying to remember the cover. It was the cassette tape for the episodes that had Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Probably the best Pokemon cassette tape you could ever get, honestly. That's what we're dealing with. And man, I was just, I don't know. Maybe it was Pikachu. Maybe it's just Pokemon title itself. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But you know, it was cool. What else? You want to know what else I rented with that? It was South Park. I rented South Park because the first season had just released or something like that. So my parents allowed me to get South Park and Pokemon. Two completely different genres of animation and cartoons, right? Oh my gosh, I still can't believe what. So first introduced to South Park and Pokemon, which was crazy. Now, I don't remember what I watched first. I don't know if I watched South Park first. I don't know if I watched Pokemon first. Doesn't really matter. But like I said, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Never heard of Pokemon. No games, no cards, nothing. Like it was a clean slate. All right, this is like my Pokemon cherry was popped in 1997, I believe, which is 23 years ago, a long ass time ago. Or yeah, was it 1997, 1998 was when I moved. When I moved to California, I turned 9. So I'm going to say 97, 98. I can't do the math. I'm too retarded right now. But that was it, right? So I watched Pokemon first time when I lived in Missouri in my final days there, and then I got really into Pokemon when I moved to California. California was where I was super addicted to Pokemon, which many of you were also addicted because Pokemon was just... You see, I wish I could have just remembered how much Pokemon took the world by storm. But remember, this is 97, 98. The internet was still fairly new. There was no Twitter, Facebook, social media, all these different gaming websites and stuff. Those things didn't exist yet. Not really. And if they did, they were definitely in their infancy. We only had magazines and stuff. And I didn't know to look up anime. I didn't know what anime was. I didn't know to look up Pokemon. I didn't know what that was. It's like I barely really searched up anything on the internet as a kid. It was more, I was just there just to play video games, honestly. Can't complain about that, right? No, you can't. Now, when I popped in Pokemon, from what I remember, I don't know how people can just remember their entire experience and how they felt. Like, I can get that with recent events, for the most part. And they're far and few, but Pokemon, I just remember when I popped it in, hey, I was pretty much addicted to it right from the get-go. I think I watched that cassette tape like almost every day, It's like, it became an instant success to my heart and me wanting to really indulge in more Pokemon stuff. It was really cool. And then I think, I'm trying to remember here. Like I said, this is all Generation 1. This is when I got into Pokemon. Of course, Gen 1's going to mean the most to me. Gen 1 and Gen 2, for sure. I want to say, I'm trying to figure out how I knew to pick up the Pokemon games. I don't remember. Maybe they could have been just advertised. It could be as simple as that. I saw an advertisement for it somewhere. Or I was just in Walmart and I saw Pokemon being displayed. And I was like, whoa, there's a Pokemon game, Pokemon Blue and Red. Or something. I'm thinking it's something as simple as that. I'm not entirely sure, though. But I do know it took place in California. When we first moved to California, we were staying at Residence Inn. And this was a really cool place to stay at. It's like one of those, I want to say, oh my gosh, it was a weird type of place. It's like, it was a townhome complex, gated community, but at the same time, I felt like, it's like almost renting out, no, hold on, I'm trying to think. Like, to me, it still had like a hotel vibe to it. It was really strange, because we didn't stay there forever. And maybe they were all townhouses, but they weren't that big. there were 2 floors, but they were like half of a small house, you know? Like top floor is like, yeah, it was like a house cut in half pretty much. So yeah, I honestly, it was weird. Residence Inn had a weird setup, but they gave you free breakfast, something for dinner every day and something for breakfast every day, which was cool. You know, tennis courts were there, basketball court, you know, swimming pool. It had everything. But you know what it didn't have yet? It didn't have my Pokemon. And I just remember faintly, I turned 9 years old, and see, this is where it gets muddled. This is where it's my memory gets foggy. I don't know if I got the cards first or the video game first. I don't remember. But I don't think it really matters what order. They were all they're all in order. It was all in one, you know, concession type deal. If I got the cards first, I got the game right after that. You know, if I got the game first, I got the cards right after that. It didn't matter. I was super addicted to the video game, to the cartoon, to the cards, and everything. I was all on board. Every single platform you can think of. I even had the trading, like the Gen... I think Gen 1 was... Yeah. I had a card book that showed you all the, you know, first gen cards that came out, the cards at the time, translated from Japanese to English and everything. Because here's the thing. And these collectors really don't know shit. They don't know how to collect Pokemon cards properly. But, you know, in this day and age, it's all about selling it for people that can use it, I guess. Which I think is stupid. I honestly think the Japanese ones are way more priceless than the English ones. And let me explain why. So, when Pokemon... At least when second gen cards came out, like Heart or Gold and Silver, right? When Rocket cards came out, that was brand new. But Gen 1, I was around the time where it was all in English, you know, I didn't really have any Japanese cards. Now, when Gen 2 came around, there were no English cards yet in the States. It was all Japanese. No matter where you went, I was at Walmart, I believe, or Target, buying Japanese booster packs of these cards I couldn't even read or use. Really, it was just collector's sake. And it took a while for them to get the English versions, and I didn't have any English gold and second gen cards. No, I had all Japanese. I had a Japanese holographic Venusaur, Japanese holographic Lugia, Kingdra, like Rocket Charizard holographic. I had a lot of second gen. So it kind of boggles my mind when collectors or comic book shops don't buy the Japanese ones because they think it's not going to sell. Which if you've done your research and if you know how expensive or rare these cards are, like, honestly, I think the Japanese ones are worth more because it came to the States first. So that's what makes them, you know, it's older. It's more vintage, you know? To me, that is. Anyway. So, I had, like I said, I had the game. I went with blue version, okay? So, I went with blue version because that was my favorite color. I love blue. But Charizard was definitely my favorite Pokemon out of the stars, or Charmander, whatever you want to call it, however way you want to call it. But I had to make a choice. I was like, cool ass Pokemon or my favorite color. I went with my basic instincts as a 8 or 9 year old. I decided just to get blue version. And Blastoise is still a pretty badass Pokemon. He's a cool ass turtle guy. But Charizard, you know, I was always fascinated with dragons growing up and stuff. How could I not be when your older brothers were always into playing Dungeons and Dragons? So, you know, there's that. Now, honestly, it didn't matter. You know, I enjoyed having blue version. It was cool when you got. It was like I remember the Game Boy case like it was yesterday. Here's the thing. I liked first gen the best because it had the starters on them. I'm trying to think. Second gen didn't have starters on the box art. Third gen, nope, legendaries. Fourth gen, legendaries. Fifth gen, legendaries. Sixth gen, legendaries. Seventh gen, legendaries. Eighth gen, also legendaries. Gen 1 is the only generation of Pokemon games where if you obviously including Leaf Green and Fire Red, the remakes, right? That just had the starters on them. And that's interesting to think about. Like that's kind of special. It's really cool how they did that. And I kind of wish they kept up with tradition. I like to see the starters. Now I get it. There was a green version in Japan, which it was really weird how they didn't release it over here. I don't know. I don't know how that went down or why, and I don't care to look it up right now. But if you guys are listening to this out there, then you know for yourself. Or, you've done the research by now. But we had Charizard and Blastoise. Maybe Venusaur was just not a fan favorite for the peeps in Japan, so they just didn't bother to send him over. Or it was too expensive. I don't fucking know how this stuff works really, and why people decide to only release 2 out of the 3 versions in America. Who knows? It could have been a localization issue or just too much money. You never know. Publishing is a lot of money. Game Freak and Nintendo have been best buds for a very long time, and that friendship is never going to end. They are just... It's like you don't ever hear any bad blood between Game Freak and Nintendo. It's just no bad blood, at least from my perspective, from what I've grown up with. So I wish they would do that. I honestly wish they would have the starters for the covers of the game. I never understood why they stopped doing that. Maybe because they didn't want to, they could have put Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. But Zapdos is, he's lightning type, electric type. But I'm just saying, you can still put Moltres and Articuno on there. Now, so you got the game. Super excited, this is before it was even a Game Boy Color game. This was still when, if you got the blue version, it was just all blue. Everything was blue. Blue outlined everything. Blue and white. If you got red, it was all red and white with red outlines and all that jazz, which was kind of cool. I like that. There was some separation there. It's like you really felt like you picking sides here, red versus blue. I thought that was exciting. Now, the best part of all, which they don't do anymore, which is really upsetting, is, at least with the 8th gen for the Switch, I really wish they did something like that. But, whatever, right? Forget about old traditions. Bleh, right? Stupid. Not way past cool, Sonic. When you got the cartridges, for the longest time, Pokemon always did the color coding, the color coordination, which I always appreciated when developers did that. And they've been doing that for a long time, especially on like the Super Nintendo, the N64. Nintendo has been no stranger, even the original Nintendo with like the Golden Zelda cartridges. Nintendo is no stranger to making you feel special when you buy certain games, really big ones. Or just anything under the Nintendo license, right? So I got the blue version. Guess what color the cartridge was? It was blue, and it was awesome. It was so cool. I still have it. Here we go. 1 second. I'm going to do this. This is all real time. I didn't plan this at all. Can you feel the love tonight? Hello? There goes my Pokemon! Oh god, I dropped it again. Oh, let's make him in base. Nope! I'll just put it back. Okay. So, this is all real time. I didn't plan this. None of this was planned. Okay. So you see this here? This is my bread and butter. This is what made the Niko Pokemon Legacy. This game right here, folks. This is the original blue version that I got when I was 8 years old. And I'm pretty sure it still works. I don't have a Game Boy Color anymore. Or we used to... Oh man, I had a Game Boy Color. I had the... What was it? The turquoise color. Oh yeah, that one was awesome. They had some really cool colors for the Game Boy Colors, right? They had like a red, a purple, a yellow, a turquoise color. It was so cool. God, do you remember these Game Boy cases? I used to have a bitch of a problem opening this up, but I remember, obviously I learned. So, this game right here was the key to many great adventures in the far future for me, as of, obviously in present day. So I will never, I will never ever sell this. This is one of the most important games of my entire life, man. I still think it's crazy how I have it. And I lost a lot of my Pokemon games. I don't know where my Gold version is. I don't know where my Ruby version is. I was pissed when I lost my Ruby version. Because I really, really liked Gen 3 on the Game Boy Advance. I thought they did a fantastic job. I don't know. I appreciated it a lot more around that time than the remakes for like Omega Alpha Ruby and then Omega Sapphire or Omega Ruby. I did not like those games at all. It was really boring. But I remember having a great time on Game Boy Advance though. So anyway, yep, just quick take. I still have it. So you can only imagine how I felt as a kid when I was ready to pop that game in, and then as soon as I did that, guys, Pokemon was my fucking life, man. It consumed me as soon as I started playing. It all started with curiosity that didn't kill the cat this time on renting the anime. Before I even knew it was an anime, I just thought it was a normal cartoon, you know. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I mean, look where I'm at now. Look where I'm at now, right? Isn't that amazing? Although some people will probably shame me for still liking Pokemon. Look, I can't help it, man. So many people grew up liking Pokemon. There's so many adults out there that still love Pokemon. So many adults around my age and stuff. And, you know, for people that are like, oh, you're still like Pokemon when you're 31, I'm like, bro, I mean, yeah. You still watch the show? I'm like, yeah, it's an anime. Of course, I watch anime. I like the show. The show is actually pretty good. It's entertaining. You know, I've always been fascinated by the show because it's funny. The show is pretty funny. You know, I get a lot of the jokes, or I get all the jokes now. Not a lot of them. It's not overly complicated. When I was a kid, I didn't really understand the humor to The Simpsons. To King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, to Pokemon, you know, just anything really funny because I didn't understand the jokes or nothing. I didn't get the references. But now, if I watch them now, it's super hilarious, you know? Anyway, so I just popped that bad boy in and I was just addicted to it. I couldn't stop playing it. I played it for the longest time, for hours. Now, hear me out. I think at most I played the game for like 80 hours, right? That was a lot for me, for an 8-year-old, okay? A 9-year-old. Before I even knew what, games should be over 100 hours because it's an RPG, or before I knew any of like the average, like how long to beat type stuff, or what's the, what's considered a good length of a game in general. I didn't know about that. But as a 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, man, oh my gosh, like I couldn't put the thing down. And 80 hours is a lifetime to a kid around that age. I didn't have there's no cell phones, right, that kids were using. There's no iPads. There's really no, the computer, whatever. There's nothing, right, to speed time up besides TV and video games, really. And then the infancy of the internet at that time, or, you know, it was getting a little better. Now, and then, you know, this is vice versa. You know, the card game itself, you know, I don't remember how I got into it. I think I might have saw it being advertised and I wanted it. You know, I just wanted everything Pokemon. Pokemon clothes, Pokemon games, music, the movies, cards, the show. You know, it's like I was just hooked on the Pokemon train for the longest time. The most hyped moments of watching the Pokemon show is when Ash was trying to beat Lieutenant Surge. That was a really fucking big deal. And then also when Ash was facing Blaine, okay, for his Cascade badge, I guess it was called. You know, Charizard versus Magmar. That was a huge 2-parter special. I fucking remember how hyped that was. Okay, super hype. So, yeah, it was just playing the game. It was just so neat to see all the different kinds of Pokemon you run into. You know, you start your journey, you get to deal with Gary, who's a douchebag. You know, it's like you're living the show in your hands. They did a good job on making you feel like you're really Ash, or whatever, Red, if you want to call it like that. I always thought he was Ash because at the time I didn't know what was what. You know, I was like, hey, he looks like Ash. I'm gonna call him Ash, and this is Gary. But you know, the default names were Red and Blue, which I always appreciate how Game Freak kept up with that, especially in the second gen. I thought that was cool. How you face Blue and Red. That was awesome. It's awesome. Now, with that said, this was going on for the longest time. There was many episodes for Generation 1. It's always been my favorite. There's so many Gen 1 Pokemon that I just have like such a special connection. If you guys ever watch me on Randomizer Nuzlocke when I do, let's just say I stream Soul Silver or Heart Gold, where it has, you know, well, let's see, it came out, what, 2010? That game? So it has a lot of generations with it, but it's still very close to home to Kanto. You know, you're in Johto region in Gen 2, but you go back to Kanto from Gen 1 and it continues the storyline. Anyway, my point is that when you got that game, you still saw a lot of the original Pokemon in Gen 2, from Gen 1 in Gen 2. But my point was about the Randomizer Nuzlocke is whenever I find a Gen 1 Pokemon, for the most part, I get really excited. I get super happy. If it's like a Charmander, a Growlithe, like a Haunter or something, a Dragonite, you know, there's just so many priceless Pokemon for me that I just love so much. A Mewtwo, even an Eevee, a Pikachu, I don't know. It was just like, it was humble beginnings. That's why I was so attached to just... Okay, sorry. That's why I was just so attached to that stuff. It just meant that much to me. So it was good. It was really good. It was a fun ride until you get to the next generation. Oh, and here's another thing. I don't have my yellow version anymore too. Now, if you want to get the closest ever to like the Indigo League, like the cartoon, like the season 1, yellow version was the coolest thing to get. I really appreciated yellow version. I'm glad they brought that back with Let's Go Pikachu. I thought that was neat that they, you know, modernized it, better graphics and all that. But yellow version at the time was just as cool as blue version because you got they called it the Special Pikachu Edition, which, you know, you feel a little more cooler about that. I remember being advertised at what was it? It wasn't GameStop in California at the time. It was EB Games. It was a giant poster of Pikachu just doing his cool little electrical charge move or whatever. And I was on board. I wanted it. And when I got it, it came in a yellow cartridge with Pikachu on it, looking cool. And it was a hard game for me because guess what? You want to remember how it was in the show for Ash? Well, you know, just like that for you when you're playing yellow version. You going to the Pewter City, you know, gym where Brock's at. He's got an Onix and a Geodude, and you have a Pikachu, a Rattata, and a Pidgey. And this is still Gen 1, okay? Where it's very on the surface and clunky with its strategy. But he was like definitely one of the more difficult gym leaders. And even with grinding and everything, you know, it's like, I don't know how I survived Pokemon grind as a kid. Maybe it's because it was just mindless or senseless in a way, or maybe therapeutic. I don't remember. But nowadays, if I grind in Pokemon, and if it's Pokemon Sword and Shield, I like it. It's more streamlined. It's a lot less obnoxious, tedious, you know. Unlike a lot of the other generations Pokemon, especially first gen. Oh my god, like I don't even know, man. I don't know how I survived. But anyway, it was awesome that we got 3 iterations of first gen, and man, I was just the game, first gen game itself, I just had a blast, man. And you know what else came out around that time that made Pokemon even more exciting around the first gen was Pokemon Stadium. Oh my god, dude. Like, I couldn't even get enough of that. Pokemon Stadium, talk about the most badass iteration of a Pokemon game coming to 3D. Duking it out with your favorite, you know, first gen Pokemon, you know, all 150. Yeah. It's a badass time. You got all the mini games you can do. You know, battling your friends against computers. It had a like pretty straightforward storyline, but it was just battling. It really wasn't too much to call it a story, honestly, or lack thereof. Now, the best part about this, and this is what really made owning Pokemon Stadium so fucking worth it. besides able for you to... You know what? It's funny. It's like Nintendo knew that people would steal this, because when you bought Pokemon Stadium, and by the way, I got Pokemon Stadium with lunch money I saved up in elementary school. I starved myself or mooched off of others because I would get $2 a day, and the game was $50, I think, at the time. You know, and I remember just going to Target. I bought it, saved up my lunch money, which technically was my dad's money, but I still had I was still responsible in some shape or form to save up for something I wanted, right? Sometimes you just gotta starve yourself for your favorite video games, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, when you bought the game, the cartridge itself, you know, it's pretty cool seeing Pokemon in 3D like that. But it had a little white space for you to write your name in. And it's like, I put my name on it and everything. And it's like they knew that Pokemon Stadium would get stolen. It's like they knew how much of a prized possession it was. Because it really is. Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2 are pretty much must-own games for the N64. To this day, you could still have a blast playing the game. And I actually played Pokemon Stadium 1 like a couple years ago. Just the mini games. People were just playing Pokemon Stadium just for the mini games. You know, if you don't want to be that competitive, you know, facing each other in PvP or something. Now, here's the best fucking part about Pokemon Stadium. You guys ready for this? Okay. The best part about Pokemon Stadium is that it didn't just come with the cartridge. It came with something else. Can you guys guess what it is? The game pack. What is the game pack? It was this attachment that you plug into the back of your N64 controller, and the game pack, which I still have, by the way, which is crazy, right? Where you can put this, for example, this one of the first-gen Pokemon games in the back of that slot and the attachment, and you put it into your controller. And guess what you can do with that, folks? You can play the fucking game on the big screen, Pokemon Stadium, on your TV. You didn't have to play handheld anymore. If you wanted to, obviously, if you're on the go, obviously, you know, right, I got that. But it was the most awesome thing I ever seen in a video game. One of the coolest things, because there was no, hear me out. Nintendo has always been about that, playing your older games on the big screen, like Game Boy games. Like you had Super Game Boy for the Super Nintendo, which was awesome. You could play all your Game Boy Color and Game Boy games on there, which was so cool. And then you had, obviously, N64 rolls around. You have, it didn't have like a Super Game Boy or a Game Boy player yet, but it still had some games where you can put the game in the cartridge, Pokemon Stadium, for example, and you can play Pokemon on the big screen. It was just like a must-have game if you're a Pokemon fan. I honestly think Pokemon Stadium is more of a must-have than Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap, for me, I was done with Pokemon Snap after like 2 play sessions because it was so easy and boring after. It's like, because you're just riding along a stupid track. I don't know why people are so excited for another Pokemon Snap. It's going to be the same fucking thing. It's going to be the same thing, no matter how many Pokemon they have. It just looks, whatever. It's going to look pretty, right? Well, it looked pretty to me when I was like 9 years old and I got bored of it. But who knows? Maybe there'll be multiplayer, online stuff, whatever. You know, these days they can do anything with these games to not make them so repetitive or boring, I guess, or tedious. Now, we're still talking about Gen 1, by the way. This is all we're really talking about is Generation 1 Pokemon, you know, and my upbringing with Pokemon. If anybody doesn't know, if anybody wants to hear what I've been talking about up until this point, feel free to just, whenever the stream's done, to just watch it again. You know, start from the bottom. Start from the bottom, now we go, right? Okay. So Pokemon Stadium, this is one of the coolest, nerdiest things I've ever done, okay? So I had these friends in California, right? I was only living in California about 3.5 years. Dad works for Boeing at the time, job transfers, you know, in the space program, you know, went from California to Missouri, back to California to Florida. So this is like when we go back to California, right? Living for 3.5 years there. So I had these friends I met in the neighborhood or the complex, right? It was a really nice, expensive gated community. My nose itches. And these are townhouses. They weren't even actual houses. And there's, you know, it's almost like a duplex townhouse style, okay? Expensive as fuck. Oh my God, my nose. I remember my dad couldn't even afford living there really because living expenses were so expensive. And not to like rat my dad out, but he had to ask my oldest brother for money, you know, and it was just that expensive. Anyway, so I had these friends there that I met at, you know, we had a pool and a hot tub, and there was 4 brothers, and I met them through my brothers, you know, friend of a friend kind of thing. And you know, the oldest brother out of the 4, they were more friends with my older brothers because they're around the same age. Like my brothers and I are like a 6-year difference, okay? And then the oldest brother had 3 younger brothers, and that was more along in my up my alley, right? In the same playing field when it comes to age. So it was 3 of them and me, and just 1 of me, and we pretty much were like obsessed with the same video games. We liked everything. All our likes and dislikes were all the same, you know, all the same. I'm not kidding. We liked every single game that we played. It was cool. We gave every game a shot. We found some way to have fun. We became best friends and all that. We go on adventures, walks together, go to get $5 to buy half a dozen donuts, candy, building forts and stuff, playgrounds, you know, you fucking name it. Like, I would do everything with these guys besides bathe with them, because that's I didn't see any weenus, okay? All right, anyway. So they had Pokemon too. They had, I think they either had red version or blue version. They might have had both, okay? So I remember this. This is around the time when I was playing Pokemon Stadium quite heavily. I bring Pokemon Stadium over there, and guess what we do, okay? So this is around the time where I was building box forts. Yeah, at age 8, okay? Age 9, 8, maybe even 10, okay? It was fucking awesome, though, building the box forts. Anyway, so I remember this. We were all in the living room, and I remember Pokemon Stadium was on, obviously, on the living room TV, and I remember we had a box fort out in the patio. The patio was like, I don't know, like 6 feet of like width, right? 6 feet long, or no, width. I'm sorry. Yeah, width apart. It's like 6 feet or something. It wasn't that big, or 5 feet even. And we had like a little box fort there or something. I don't know, a box within a box. I don't know. Something like what kids would do. They think it was just so fascinating. But if a parent saw it, I'd be like, yeah, I guess that's okay. But anyway, I just remember putting on Pokemon Stadium. One of my best friends, one of the 3 was playing on the big screen, and I was playing in the fort on my Game Boy, and then the other one was playing on their Game Boy. All 3 of us is nerding out on Pokemon. It was a very heartfelt, iconic moment as a nerd and as a Pokemon fan. And just the fact that, you know, we had that ability to do that with Pokemon Stadium. You know, it was just such an awesome experience. It was seriously the best time to be a Pokemon fan, honestly. Around the time that I became a Pokemon fan, because the show just came out, the card games just came out, the games just came out, like the handheld games, clothing line. This is when, you know, Pokemon started becoming like a monopoly, right? This is the humble beginnings, and I got to experience the humble beginnings in America with Pokemon as Pokemon was growing up. I pretty much grew up with Pokemon. I'm just about as old as Pokemon is, and I've been with it ever since. It's really cool. Oh, 1 second, guys. Just look at something real quick. Okay, anyway. So, anyway, you get the idea. Gen 1 was a very special time for me as a Pokemon fan. And then, you know, look at me today, 31 years old, somehow not a virgin. Wearing a Pokemon hat, talking about Pokemon, you know, somehow I'm still trying to figure it out how it is even possible. I lost my V card at 18. I'm just saying, kids, peeps, whatever. I don't know. Must be the defining chin, the chin that gets away with anything. It's like, oh god, what a weirdo. But he's so devilishly handsome. I give him a break.
Liar!
Fair enough. Now, so that's pretty much Gen 1 for me in a nutshell. It was actually really fun. Man, I was on a roll for like 46 minutes. That was fucking badass. Now, let's see here. we're gonna be doing some top 10 stuff now of Gen 1. So let's see. Gen 1 Pokemon. Alright. I just want a whole fucking list of the Pokemon. I wish there was like a way to look at all the pictures. Let's see. Let's see if we can get lucky with that. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Ah, it's tiny. Let's see if we can find another one. Still tiny. Oh, that's kind of weird looking. Oh, this is like the sprites from the games. Oh my god, they're so weird looking, man. Pokemon was so... Whoa, my god, Mew looks so weird. Dragonite looks more like a dragon in this game, in Gen 1 sprites. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe that shit. Charizard looks so weird. I'm picking my nose right now because it's itchy. That's what happens when you have a goatee. Okay, give me something. Oh, this is fire red and leaf green, I think. Or wait, no, this is just it colored. Oh, that's pretty neat. Oh, that's not it. Okay, we're just gonna try one more time. All right, we'll just go with this. Fuck it. Okay, so out of this, I'm gonna pick my top 10 favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, and then top 10 my least favorite Pokemon. Just by design choice, okay? Just by Pokemon I like, but I very well enjoy aesthetics of Pokemon more than how effective they are. That's just how I've always been. But there's so many, you know, everybody's got their own likes and dislikes for the Pokemon. Okay. So we have... Alright, this is going to be kind of difficult to do, honestly. How about this? I'll pick my favorite, and then I'll pick my least. Don't even worry about top 10. Okay. I like Bulbasaur. I like all of Charmander and all of his evolutions. I like Squirtle, not Wartortle. I like Blastoise. I like Pidgeot. I don't care. Let's see. I don't really care for Pikachu. I love Nidoking. I think Ninetales is a cool Pokemon. Golbat looks like a fucking creep. Golduck is cool. Motherfucking Mankey and Primeape. Growlithe and Arcanine, definitely. Abracadabra, Alakazam. I like, actually, even though I like Kadabra more than Alakazam. Actually, I probably like Abra the most. Grimer and Muck, of course. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar are definitely up there. Ones I like. Cubone, Hitmonchan. Seadra's pretty cool. Scyther, oh my god, fucking Scyther, dude. Lapras, of course. Eevee, Jolteon, Aerodactyl, Snorlax, Zapdos, Dragonite, Mewtwo, and of course, Missing No. Why is he even up there? Okay, so those are all the ones that I like out of that generation. So, guess I'll pick let's see. This is going to be kind of difficult. I'll just pick top 5. That's a lot easier. Top 10 takes too long. Number 1 is always going to be Charmander. Very first Pokemon I ever picked in a Pokemon game in my entire Pokemon career. Charmander is always number 1. If Charmander didn't exist, I'd have Charizard. But I'm going to pick just one out of the evolutionary stages, right? Charmander. Definitely number 1. Number 2. Growlithe is definitely number 2. I love Arcanine, but like I said, Growlithe is just cute little doggo. Like I said, Arcanine is badass, but I like Growlithe in terms of the cuteness. Now, Primeape, definitely number 3. I love Primeape. Pig Monkey, fighting type, beating the shit out of people. Beats the shit out of Ash and friends. Can't go wrong with that. Nidoking, number 4, of course. Nidoking is badass. I mean, his name is Nidoking, for crying out loud. He's way cooler than that other lazy piece of shit king called Slacking. Fuck that guy. Alright, And then we have number 5. Let's see, last but not least. This is going to be kind of tough. So it's a toss-up between Haunter, Cubone, Lapras, even Snorlax, I guess. Dragonite. There's a lot of people who really like Dragonite. Dragonite was he was a late bloomer for me to like, so I don't think I'm going to put him on there. Oh, Scyther. Boom. Number 5 is Scyther. Oh my god, how did I forget that, man? Scyther is definitely number 5. So, top 5 favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. We have Charmander. We have, let's just go down the rows here. Nidoking. We have Growlithe. I missed out on Muck. Muck was definitely there in top 10. We have Scyther. I remember that. God, how did I forget this already? I have something here. Oh, this is interesting. How many was that? Okay, I already forgot. Man, this is terrible. I think I'm dying. Oh, Primeape. God. Primeape, of course. And then, if I didn't name Lapras in there, well, she's definitely in there. Now, top 5 least favorite Pokemon in Gen 1. Venusaur. I think Venusaur is absolutely retarded. Venusaur is a terrible Pokemon design. You know what? I actually liked Ivysaur because it's just, just a less cuter version of Bulbasaur. But Venusaur, he just looks like a fucking derp, dude. No matter what iteration or generation he's from. Metapod. Let's just list all the ones I don't like. So, Venusaur, Wartortle, Metapod. I actually like Kakuna better. Spearow, Fearow. Don't give a shit about them. Raticate, and Rattata. Clefairy, Clefable. Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff. Zubat. Oddish and Vileplume. Paris and Parasect. Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and Victory Bell. Tentacool and Tentacruel, don't care about them. Dugong and Seal. Shelter and Cloyster. Okay, although I do admit I like the smirk on Cloyster. Hypno and Drowsy because they're kind of like pedophile Pokemon. Just kidding. Electrode and Voltorb. I don't know why anybody would like that because it's just a Pokeball with eyes and a mouth, but some people probably do. Execute and Executor. Lickitung. Chansey. These are all the ones, I just don't like or really don't give a shit about. Goldie and Seeking. I actually do like Staryu and Starmie. Fucking Mr. Mime needs to be in jail. Jinx. Magmar. Pinsir. Magikarp. Ditto. Vaporeon and Flareon, although Flareon's pretty cute. Vaporeon is just ugly. Amistar, Dragonair, and Mew. That's a lot of ones I don't like. It's going to be kind of hard to pick a top 5 out of that. For sure, right? Well, number 1, least favorite. Oh my god, that's going to be difficult. I'm going to fucking say Zubat. No, just kidding, not Zubat. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. There's a lot that I named. That is tough. You know what? I can't do it. Just know that I listed the ones I don't like. Oh, I even forgot Magnemite. Oh, actually, yeah. There's a lot that I don't care about. I don't think their designs are just straight up ugly or anything. I just don't like them. I don't know. I guess I just really like the hardcore badass looking ones like Scyther and Charizard or Arcanine or something or Primeape. Oh my goodness. Haunter. Yeah, and that's pretty much, let's look at this. This is what it used to be. This is what I grew up with, guys. This 150. What is it now? Over 800 or something? It's like, when are we just going to stop inventing Pokemon? Can we please make it stop? Oh, God. We don't need it. Honestly, we don't need any more. You guys know we don't need any more Pokemon. It's just way too fucking much these days. I know there's new generations of kids, but you know what? They're never going to fucking know what it's like before their time. I mean, it's just normal unless they have parents that show them it. Like, if I was at the age I am now and I had a kid and he was getting into Pokemon, I would let him play Blue version. I'm like, if you're gonna play any Pokemon game, you're gonna play numero uno, Gen 1. You're gonna know what I went through as a kid, and go through the trial by fire and everything. You know, it was a great time. It was a great time. Fulgrim the Phoenician. Hey, appreciate you subscribing, dude. I don't know if you found this Pokemon channel. Probably found me through my Mass Effect videos, undoubtedly. This is a lot of fun. So, like I said, we're just gonna, in conclusion, right now, guys. I might stream. I might do a hiccup stream of Red Dead Redemption, but I want to do a full hour just talking about our favorite Pokemon memories, and this was definitely one of my best. Gen 1 will always be with me till the day I die. I'll never forget it, and Pokemon will never be forgotten for me. I will always keep up with it and enjoy it. Like I said, I grew up as a kid when Pokemon was a kid. Well, actually, when it was a baby, honestly. I was kind of nurturing it a little bit. Cards came out, the show came out, the games came out, the clothing line, the merchandising came out in America, man. It hit it hard, and it was, one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had was playing Pokemon and experiencing it. And, Pokemon is one of those franchises that adults and kids can like. It really can be that. And I'm glad that I got to experience it thanks to curiosity. All it took was me seeing it in a rental store when I was 7 or 8 years old, and then I never looked back. It was a fantastic time, and you know what? I'm glad to have shared it with you guys. So, we're going to wrap that up. Could this have been a Niko show episode? I might make this a Niko show episode. So, this is kind of on the spot. Kind of a Niko show. I don't mind doing that. Pokemon December, Gen 1. It's a big discussion. And let me know what you guys think down below. If anybody's listening to this on Spotify, whenever you find this, or Twitch, or YouTube, I'm just saying, let me know what you guys think. What were your favorite memories from Gen 1? Or just what were your humble beginnings with Pokemon in general? Let me know. It'd be really great to hear from that with you guys, or from you. I've been NikoTheLegend, the well-mannered teenager and the snowflake. And this now transitionary Niko show episode is at a close, and I had fun. Tomorrow we'll be streaming the Randomized Nuzlocke, and like I said, this is just the beginning, folks. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.